Saturday.
The Egyptian national anthem in Tahrir Square. The Egyptian national anthem, my country, my country, my country, to you belong my love and my heart. From Tahrir Square today. It's 10:30 at night in Cairo. Many here believed that 2.5 hours ago, the president would resign. We were led to believe 30 minutes ago the president would resign. Now we're getting conflicting reports from all over the place. His information minister says there will definitely be no resignation. The people in that square are expecting it, and people of the world are watching for it. And imagine sitting in Riyadh this hour, or in Amman, Jordan this hour, or in Yemen at this hour, and watching this, and thinking what? What is happening in Cairo? What will be happening across the Middle East? And where does the rest of the world fit in? And why has it come to this at this late hour? Let's get to Orlando. Christopher Hinn is with us, a former Department of Homeland Security Senior Middle East Advisor, CEO of C7 International Global Sourcing Agency, which advises businesses around the world. Sir, thank you.
Hello, Shep. How are you?
It just felt like yesterday when we realized the labor movement in Egypt had joined into this. It appeared that the government had things back under control. They were about to be able to put down the protests. The protesters were tired, and the labor movement came in and said, nope, national strikes are on. It could have crippled their economy. There was an enormous protest scheduled for tomorrow in Cairo, said to be the biggest one yet, and so far they've been right every time, and that Egypt might suddenly be on its way to out of control, and now we've come to this moment. What does this mean, and what's your sense of things?
Well, my sense, you still got the military, which is very, very strong, and it's uncertain who takes over. The military will be there, and there's always been a sense in the Arab world, it takes you 30 years to build a relationship and 30 seconds to destroy them. The Egyptian people have built their relationship with the military. That's what's going to go in, and that's who's going to take control, irrelevant of if Mubarak and his military generals take over. That's irrelevant. That's what you're going to see, Shep.
What's the King of Jordan doing watching this?
Well, I think the King of Jordan, I think he's taken every precaution from everything he has done in the past since 1999. I think he's done everything from what I've known and seen to avoid anything as such. But again, this is new times. But I think more importantly is what we're going to do as the U.S. And I think that's one thing I believe in. We need to be strategically on and watching ourselves.
And what is Benjamin Netanyahu saying and thinking as he watches?
I think we are getting out of focus. I think this whole thing, Shepard, has been nothing but focusing on the Egyptian
not here,
people, what
not
they
here.
want.
But it's a part of it. There's no question that's
right.
a part of it. It has a treaty with Israel,
Right.
and I wonder if you have a thought about what Benjamin Netanyahu is thinking.
Well, I think the concern should be there, absolutely, but I think we have a strategic point right now how we can move the next step. And I think if our government and the Arab world reach out to support the new free elections, Israel will. I think we're going to see a different reaction from the Egyptian population.
John Bussey, are there moves to shore up the border between Israel and Egypt?
Yeah, I'm not sure that any kind of voice of support right now from Israel would necessarily change public opinion in Egypt. It's been taken decades to form and get to this stage. As a matter of fact, what you're seeing in Israel is a bit of hunkering down already taking place. Ehud Barak, the defense minister, was talking about complaining to U.S. officials, saying we're setting something in motion here and we don't know where it's going to go. The Israeli officials said there could be an earthquake unleashed in relations between countries in the Mideast. Netanyahu's talking about speeding up the process of fortifying the border with some radar controls services that would make sure that smugglers aren't getting across the border into Gaza. These are all indicators of an uncertainty. And what Israel has figured out is that no matter what happens now, there are new power centers in Egypt. It's not the old game. It's not the old players that they're used to dealing with.
Take it full if you would. It's so exciting to sit here and watch a nation of 80, 85 million people get a taste of freedom, a taste of being able to think for yourself and speak your mind and congregate with your friends and your neighbors and to discuss whatever you want. It's incredibly exciting, but it's also unsettling, and it's sometimes maybe even a little scary, not knowing where this is going or how this will be handled. Will freedom rise and you get the great government that you want and it happens quickly and painlessly? History tells us that's not how this works.
Yeah, that's right. There's a huge amount of uncertainty, but those people in that square right now are feeling something really quite profound, which is, in addition to everything else that you've just described, the police force in Egypt was used to quell popular dissent by Mubarak. And there were all sorts of petty grievances with the police as well, who would kind of exert their force on the public and demand bribes. It was a constant gnawing problem with the larger group of Egyptians. They are in that square right now unharassed. And it may be, for many of them, the first time in their lives.
And we pray it won't be the last. Tahrir Square, waiting to hear the president of 29 years, the only leader many in this square have ever known, waiting to hear him say, "I'm out." And if they don't.